that's a blast to the past. Gosh, I feel
That
old.
is that is old. Well, the thing with Ash Ketchum that was going on in the server today was making me feel old. Like, no more Ash Ketchum. I
Oh
am
my
old.
gosh, I know. Oh my goodness. I'm just glad that that storyline is over. Like, we were actually talking that before we were recording, you guys. I'm glad that it's ending because my biggest frustration with Ash Ketchum's story is that they never aged him. Like, it was ridiculous having this 10-year-old go journey across all these different and islands and never age. Like, it's so dumb. That's why I love those theory videos where people go like, okay, if we are gauging by walking or saying like, they journeyed for this long, like where they had to painstakingly watch like every episode and movie or whatever in order to put this information properly in and be like, okay, Ash should be this old, like at this point, and then so on and so forth. I love that. That would have, I think I would have been a lot more sentimental and a lot more emotional if they did that and such. Like, because like for me, I have not shed a tear, which I feel bad, but I haven't because, like I said, that's my biggest frustration. Because, like I
It's
said,
hard.
if Ash grew up with us properly, then yeah, I probably would have been all sentimental and tearful and like saying goodbye to an old friend. But I'm not.
It's hard to empathize with a character that doesn't seem to grow along with you. They just seem kind of stuck or never
Yeah.
learn the lesson or whatever it is. So it's harder to do that. It's like a Mary Sue
Mhm.
character. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
call Ash a Mary Sue. He's lost and done different things, but it's just like if there's no growth, either way, because Mary Sue is just like automatically awesome and does everything right, blah blah blah. Um,
Mhm.
Your arrival has been foreseen. You must press on.
nah, I'm just gonna give up at this point now. Actually, no, you know,
Mhm.
but if there's like no journey to go along with the character with, it just doesn't work.
Like, wouldn't it would make so much more sense, like where it's like it took Ash this so-called this many years to reach his goal and such. Where
Uh-huh.
yes, he started out as a 10-year-old and such, where he was very young and very stupid and such, but then becomes that epic young man that just finally reaches his dream and such. After all the journeying, after all the traveling, after all the bonds that he's done, that would have been so much more impactful. But exactly like you said, with stunting him as that 10-year-old going on that unbelievable journey and remaining as a 10-year-old, it just doesn't work for
I
me.
think
And
I
I
think
would
that's
think for
more
others.
a marketing more thing where it's just like, okay, no 10-year-old is gonna want to watch or be like this 10 someone who's like 20 years old or whatever, how old he
Mhm.
would be now or whatever. I'm like, okay, no one said he had to be exactly like the exact age. We don't want to see Ash Ketchum paying off his mortgage and like going
Oh
to a
my
dead end job.
gosh.
I understand, okay? But it's like,
Mhm.
and he doesn't have to be exactly, okay, in real life he would be like 22 years old. No, okay, he can still be like a bit younger and stuff like that. Okay, I get it. But there has to be some growth. It doesn't have to be exactly step by step all the people who grew up with it. There has to be some give and take here. But yeah.
Mhm.
But I'm still sad because it's like the end of an era and it just makes me feel old.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. like like it's why I love the original. It's why I personally love the original Toy Story trilogy, because it perfectly went along to my growth, like with Andy and such, because I was around Andy's age with the first Toy Story movie, and then with Toy Story 2. So then when Toy Story 3 came out, like that was what impacted me. That made me bawl my eyes out and such, where I absolutely, like I said, the trilogy was perfect. And the fourth one can go burn in the fiery pits of HE double hockey sticks. I somehow watched it just to say I seen
You have a
it, and
stronger stomach than I do.
I regret every second of it. It just made me so angry watching that movie.
Even if Andy did not be the same age or whatever, if they
Mhm.
did a different thing, like if he didn't go to college, but he still grew up, I still
Mhm.
think it probably wouldn't left as big as an impact as like the people there. Also, that does seem a
Mhm.
little weird to me that a college kid would be upset that he's giving away toys. I don't know, an 18-year-old
Mhm.
doesn't seem like that to me. But um
The
I don't know, must be like,
I'm
yay, I don't want any
I'm
of I don't want any of this kid stuff. I want to be like the coolest person around. That means
I'm
I
I
can't like
know.
any kid stuff anymore. But yeah, it was good
I'm
for the audience.
sentimental. Yeah. I'm like
Um
a I'm extremely sentimental with my stuff. Like it's really hard for me to give away things from my past and such. Like I'm not a hoarder, but I'm just like I like different things like make me
whoops.
remember like where it's from and who gave it to me. Also, dang, ow.
Yeah, I know, I got too close to it.
So personally for
You're close.
me,
I feel it.
I could
Hurry.
understand Andy. Like for example, one example that I will give is my Barbies. My particularly my used Barbies, not my collectibles. That was very hard for me to do this year because I've had them for years and they're, you know, where I wasn't using them, but I still had that attachment to them. But my mom convinced me that my cousin's daughter could put them to good use and play with
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
So that was so we sent a box to them, and then we sent a box to a secluded place in the up north, like even more secluded
What?
and such. Yeah, I know that's saying a lot and such. So so what I did was I took pictures of particularly my favorite dresses that my Barbies had, and then with like pass them down and such. So, but it was still like a very emotional thing. But it felt good to see like the joy that these little girls had getting these toys. But
Aww.
like I said, I understood how Andy, 'cause it's hard for because I remembered all the different games that we did and the dresses, like the fashion. I wasn't happy about some of my Barbies like having their hairs messed up, thanks to my brother, or some of them were Barbies that survived that house fire that I told you about,
Mm-hmm.
where where their hair was just unmanageable and had like this permanent tan slash like ashy parts of their bodies and such. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I sound ridiculous. I'm just a very sensitive person.